Alright everybody, so today we're looking at my prototypes for the Wesser and possibly the Worser Wesser fixed blades, right? So this is the prototype for the Wesser, which I am going to pick up tomorrow from Aries EDC. So not the proto obviously, but the actual knife. So that's gonna be freaking awesome. So excited to head down to Florida to go get that. Yeah, so excited. So that's the Wesser, and then the idea of a Worser Wesser being a larger version. I have two different options. I have this one, which is like a 3.5 inch blade and 4 inch handle, and then this one is a 4 inch blade and 4 3/4 inch handle, roughly, approximately. So the question is should the Worser Wesser just go an inch larger in blade length from 2.5 to 3.5? Should I just do 1 inch larger, or should I go massively bigger with a 4 inch blade? Which one should be the Worser Wesser out of these two? That's the question. Size comparison. Here's a Benchmade bug out in the mix there. Right? So you can see the Wesser is smaller than the Benchmade bug out. Clearly, 2.5 inch blade versus a 3 inch blade. For a fixed blade comparison, I have a Lander 4 fixed blade, NAF's Lander 4. So the Wesser is right about the same size as the Lander 4. Just about the same size. And that's what I like about this knife. I just wish that the handles were a little bit wider and a more comfortable curve to them. Just like there's just not quite enough. This is a great knife for EDC in the fact that it's a very slim profile, but it's not super comfortable for many cuts. One cut, put it back up, that's fine. It works because it's just such a slim package, but it's not super comfortable in the hand. The Wesser is going to be, I know, way more comfortable in the hand, because even the prototype is just 3 times more comfortable in the hand, which makes a huge difference when you're sitting there trying to make lots of cuts. So that's my question for you guys. Which Worser Wesser is the right one? Should I go with the 3.5 or the 4 inch blade? Which of these two should be the Worser Wesser? So y'all drop your thoughts in the comments on that one. Now, moving on, again, Aries and I are having a little bit of fun. We were chatting about the Puffin, which is one of his outdated models that there's actually only been one made, which is a shame because it's a really neat design. I actually really dig it. Not quite enough to say, hey, make me one too. I asked him, I said, what if we just, change it up a little bit, modify it a little bit? And so he's like, hey, if you want to play with it, play with it. No guarantees, no promises. Ended up coming out with something much different. Not even close. And that's this. And this, I think, is really, really cool and really, really good. For the ergos, like, it's like butter in the hands. It is freaking fantastic. It has a lot, very much like a miniature chef knife feel and look to it. I think this would definitely be like instead of a paring knife in my camp kitchen box, I would love to have this in my camp kitchen box for all those vegetable cuts and even meat cuts. Just a compact camp kitchen knife. This thing would be freaking awesome because it's insanely comfortable, and it gets that blade edge out almost past your knuckles. Not quite, but it's really good to where in a pinch grip you could definitely do your rocking chops like that. And sorry, I'm shaking the camera because I'm shaking the table. I just think this is an awesome little design. And so, but however, it is nothing like the Puffin. Nothing like the Puffin. Definitely changed it a lot. So sorry, I was trying to, like, you know, revamp the Puffin and make the Puffin more likable, and it ended up just making a totally different design. So what do y'all think? I did kind of just trying to keep in the theme of the Puffin being a Arctic bird. That I looked at other birds that are similar. I stumbled across a bird called a Razorbill, and look it up on Google, but images. But take a look at the Razorbill. That's a neat looking bird, kind of like a cross between a puffin and a penguin. I think is a good fit for the name for this one. So if Aries wants to do these, or if anybody likes this and says, hey Aries, I'd like for you to do one for me, I'm gonna leave that completely up to Aries, and I'm not gonna ask him to do my logo on it or anything. Well, maybe if he does, he can make it very small, because it's not really, like, this was very much Puffin inspired, and I don't want to take that away, because I totally meant to try to just, you know, modify the Puffin a little bit, and yeah, you see what happened. But yeah, so the Razorbill. So I'm going to give this to Aries tomorrow when I see him, and see what he thinks. I'm probably going to leave it with him and ask him to make me one, honestly, because I like it. I like the idea of having this in my camp kitchen. That's what I got. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.